What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Desmond back here with another video for you. You might be asking yourself, hey, what happened to the March, April videos? And I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. Sometimes life gets in the way, and other times you're just lazy and didn't do it. But let's keep it pushing. Right on to the next video. This month, I would like to be talking about the pros and cons of being a resident assistant or an RA. So what I'm gonna do is start off with the pros. So I hype you up a little bit about the role, be like, ooh, intriguing. And then I'm gonna have to throw the cons at you just to, ground you back down a little bit so you can logically weigh things out for your personal circumstances. So the first pro is free housing or cheap housing. So this is a solid one for me. My first 2 years as an RA, we had cheap housing. They cut the price in half for RAs, which was very nice, especially when you're getting your own room, your own personal space. And then they decided in my third year as an RA to go ahead and completely give us free housing, which was very nice. Number two is free food. Along with the free housing, you're getting free food. So that's enough for me. Me personally, that's enough. Free food and housing.
Say less.
Yeah, you get access to all the dining halls, unlimited meal plan, so you can go as much as you want. Number three is you get a paycheck. Yeah, you get paid to work. Well, you get paid on the 15th and the 30th of each month. And that includes over the breaks too. So when you come home for Thanksgiving, you might get paid, depending, I don't know. Over winter break and spring break, you can still get your paychecks, which is very nice. If you got some vacation or something you're planning on. Number four is the tremendous relationships you will build with your fellow RAs. I met some RAs my first year as an RA, my sophomore year here at Clemson, and we've been friends since. Like they make you do the weird icebreakers and stuff when you first get here, and you're like,
well, my name's Desmond Brunson.
But the longer you hang out with these people, the more you get to know them, and you can really build some solid relationship with these people. You'll end up even doing things like just hanging out at the lake if you're somewhere where there's a lake, going to the movies, just doing fun activities with each other. So number five, it was a kind of like a bundle of a few things. So the first one, the RA role looks great on a resume. The RA role is a great example of leadership skill development, because you're going to be in charge of 2 floors all by yourself. Most of the time, sometimes you'll have a co-RA. You also have to plan events in the community, and then you're also having to communicate with other RAs so that you are getting what needs to be done in your community. And then as well as crisis management. So when there is an emergency, you know how to react quickly, think critically. These are great qualities, great skills that any job or further education is looking for in their applicants. Number 6 is on campus. So you wake up and you're already on campus. There's no driving to school every day, having to pay for gas money and everything like that. There is a immediate con to being on campus, which is terrible parking.
Terrible parking.
There's nowhere to park except out in the commuter lot, which is about 15-minute walk back to your community, or you're gonna have to sit and wait on a bus or call a bus, or maybe you have somebody come pick you up. So yeah, it's just not fun. It's not fun. So when you get on campus, you're either gonna be catching rides with somebody else somewhere, or you're just gonna risk it all and then drive there and then have to walk back afterwards. So the choice is up to you, but it is what it is. Number 7 is early move-in and early move out. This one is a pro and con at the same time. It really just depends on how you're gonna look at it. So early move-in, I really liked early move-in because you get to come in, you don't have to worry about a time crunch. Like when we are already here, the RAs are already here, and we're getting residents moved in, we're just rushing them. We're just like on their tail, like, hey, y'all gotta go. It's been 30 minutes, it's time to leave. Versus us, when we get here, we can spend an hour, 2 hours. We can leave, come back,
Unload as much as we want.
which is very nice. The only thing is your summer does get cut short. You are gonna have to say bye to your family a little bit earlier. It's not too bad in my opinion. The other side of that being late move out, you're gonna have to stay later, especially being in an apartment community like myself. We have to wait until all the graduates are done with their graduation so that they can finally move out and everything as well. That was all the pros that I could come up with. Before I get into the cons, I'll give you all a list of the things that I get in my own personal room. In the apartment community, I get my own kitchen, which comes with a sink, a microwave, an oven, stovetop, full-size fridge. I also get my own bathroom with a shower. Not all communities are like this though, so that is a blessing. I got lucky getting placed here. You also get your own washing and dryer here in my community. Most of them, they will come with your own personal like bed and closets. You might have a mini fridge in your room. Still gonna have shared bathrooms and shared washers and dryers as well. I think either way, it's still a solid deal for the work that you're gonna have to be doing. It's a great way to keep you involved on campus versus when you move off campus, you're kind of done. You're kind of just doing what you want to do. Now to the cons. I know that all sounded really nice, but wait till you hear this. So number one is time commitment. This is a job. You're going to have to put time and energy into this role, but that should be expected. This isn't a free ride. They generally tell you to log 13 to 15 hours a week, 3 desk shifts every week, or each one is an hour. So that could be like 1 on Monday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday, or you could get like 2 on one day and then 1 on another, or you could get really lucky and just have all 3 in one
Swoop.
or you just sit at the desk and then wait there in case somebody has an issue during the day, and that's from 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night. On call shifts, which was another con, I don't think they're that bad, but what happens is at 7:30 at night, 2 RAs come to complete their on-call shift that evening. They walk the community twice during the week. Somebody has to hold the phone while the other one will fill out the log the next morning, and then you'll drop off the phone at 7:30 in the morning. Weekend on-calls, you'll have 3 of those every semester. Do the same thing basically as a weekday on call. You'll have to pick up the phone at 7:30, except you have 2 extra walks, and then you have to hang on. Somebody has to hang on to the phone until 7:30 that night. So basically, you're stuck in the community for 24 hours. This is generally read only 3 times in a semester, and you can really set these up to be beneficial. Let's say you have a big test you got to study for. You can get all that out of the way while you're stuck in the community, and then
Boom.
you can go hang out with friends, or you can go do something that you'd rather be doing than sitting in your room for the day. You can also use this to be reaching out to residents. The on-call shifts are a key factor in the RA role. That's one of the biggest reasons you're here, besides giving residents keys when they get locked out. That's probably the biggest thing that you're going to do as an RA, honestly. 4, apathetic residents. So not all of your residents are going to want to talk to you, and they kind of might have this stigma like, oh, they're the RA, they're pretty lame, I don't want to talk to them. It is your job to reach out to them at least once a month, just to make sure that you're checking in and seeing how they're doing. A lot of the residents, when they were a freshman, they already had the RA experience. They know what it's like living on campus. So when you ask them similar questions to previous years, they're kind of like, dude, I get the point. I know this is just like stuff you have to be doing, but it's your job, so you have to get that done. It can make it a little bit more difficult reaching those residents that don't really want to talk to you. Some of you might have been those residents that you don't want to talk to. Number 5 is the structure of the housing department as a whole. A lot of the information is discussed among the ADs, or the administrative director. They relay that to the community directors, who discuss that with the graduate community directors, and then you at the bottom as an RA are getting kind of the funneled information. Number 6 is move in and move out. Again, like I was saying earlier, you can use it to your advantage or think of it as a con. It just depends on who you are. Some people like leaving home early because they like being by themselves. I personally love hanging out with my family, but I think it's more reasonable for me to be able to move in on my own time than have to worry about being rushed. And then move out, you do have to stay a little longer, but at the same time, those connections that you built with other people, you get to see them one more week normally than everyone else would. So yeah, that's really all I could come up with for this video. Please like it if you thought it was helpful in you making your decision on whether or not you want to be an RA, as well as comment if you have any questions. Please subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And until the next one, I'll see you. Peace.